just to like get to know you a little bit, what's your history in journalism or in anything related to your field?
Well, 2 years ago, I interned with Telemundo. I was in the entertainment, it was a morning entertainment show, and I was there for 8 months. Then I went back to Ithaca, graduated, and I'm back with Telemundo, but now I'm working with news. So, yeah.
Great, great. So, okay, related to entertainment, what is your opinion how entertainment outlets gets their news across to the audience, and what do you think they can improve on?
Well, sometimes like things are said, like they use teasers to captivate the audience attention. Um, how they can improve on this? Not teasing things that are not true. Like for example, can mention examples, right?
Yes.
We had a package and it was about this like new telenovela that was coming out. They had not watched the package and they were saying, oh, we're going to talk about the secrets and the sexy part about this like whole family, whatever. The package had nothing to do with that. So it was like false information.
Okay, great. So that leads into the credibility and truth.
Yeah.
Great. So, and as you're working in Telemundo or anything related to your field that you have done in the past and now present, what are your own ethical standards, as in what method do you follow, and your values and loyalty when reporting or getting news across to others?
Well, one thing that we do now, like with news, which is like hard news, is we need to verify the source. We need to make sure that it's credible, that what we're putting on air, we have like looked it up like maybe 1,000 times just before we air it. Because we get a lot of comments, we get emails, and people get really mad when they see that something's not correct, or if the anchors, if they express it in the incorrect way. So I would say like just verifying that everything that we put out there is truthful.
Great. And are there any examples of maybe when wherever you have been working, there have been any ethical issues that have affected the company or even yourself?
Well, I think like they try to be very careful with that. We have somebody that goes over all the content before we put it on air. So like for example, when I used to write for the morning show, which was the entertainment one, we had somebody like would come in 20 minutes before, go over everything and make sure that everything was correct. We also had after that we had somebody that would look at the videos, make sure that they weren't edited like in a way to show something else that was not supposed to be shown. So that's something like that our company does before putting something on air. They have it has to be reliable.
Okay, good. And when you were working in Telemundo and you were specializing in entertainment, how did you keep a balance between entertainment and professional news?
Well, you mean like hard news or like?
Yeah, like for example, CNN or ABC or any of those serious news channels as compared to Cosmopolitan or E! News or Us Weekly, for like an example that we've been using.
Well, that's a hard question. So I guess like what we would do is we have somebody that chooses what goes on air. So she would come up with a list like of 20 stories, and then we would pick what would our audience want to, because we kind of know we have a target audience. We know what they want to listen to. So I guess like we would just choose what would mostly appeal to them. Sometimes they would do like kind of like surveys on our Facebook page and kind of ask them like what do they want to hear about, and they would develop on that story. So it was like more interacting with the public and then figuring out what we're going to put on air. Of course, we don't do that with all the news, but it was like some of them.
Great. Okay. And in your profession, what do you consider to be your own values and your loyalties?
Well, I guess like sometimes I do watch news when I get home. So I want to see something that's not been something that has not been like manipulated. I want to see like the truth, what's going on. I like sometimes I sit with editors and I see that like, oh, let's take out this part because this is more people will want to watch this. So like leaving out those parts makes sometimes the story not the entire truth. So sometimes like when I sit with them, I try to tell them, okay, we need to put these things in because then it will seem in a way that they're not getting the entire thing, the entire story. They're just getting like our side of it. So we need to let them know like what's going on behind also.
Okay, cool. And final question that I have, what are your suggestions or words of advice to other aspiring journalists like students or already professional journalists in order to avoid these ethical mistakes, like for example, the one that was made in Us Weekly about the Kendall Jenner story?
Do their research before. Try to like get a second opinion from somebody else before putting it up on putting it out live or on air. Yeah, just do your research before because it could hurt others.
Okay, great. That's awesome. I think that's all we need, honestly. It was really great information, and we really thank you and appreciate it for the time that you've given us. Just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
quick question.
Nervous when I look at the computer.
No, don't worry about it. So I'm just gonna stop the broadcast. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, but can you just mention what your position is again and where you work for? What's the name of the company?
It's NBC Telemundo, and I work for Primera Edición. It's a
Okay.
news. It's it's like more hard news. So we give like the weather, the traffic, the news that are local
Okay.
for New York, and
Okay.
after that we have like special segments. It's kind of like like a food segment. We have kind of like a 3-minute segment for an entertainment kind of thing, but it's mostly hard news.
So you're the producer, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So
And
and
it's
before your internship, I'm sorry?
it's a 2-hour show.
Oh wow. Okay. So this is for NBC Telemundo, right? Is this for NBC Telemundo?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I think that's it, right, Leah? Great. So thank you so much again. So yeah, this is recorded and we're gonna use it for a presentation just to remind you. But after that, we'll be deleting the whole thing just so it won't be all over the internet.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Thank you.